This should be a pretty easy battle because we outnumber them by such a significant amount. They do have some Jaegers as well that are very vulnerable to cavalry, but they do have 2 regiments of cav, so we got to be careful with that. Let's let them get into the wood line, actually. That'll reduce their accuracy, and then we can still get some cover back here. So we're going to go ahead and take this wood line right here, or the, whatever you call it, the fence posts and stuff. We'll take that. We'll try and draw some of their units out over here, but it looks like they're gonna shift and go back that way. Let's get our dragoons up here. Their cav are on the other side of the river. There's no way they'd be able to cross that river and deal with the movement speed penalty in time. So let's go ahead and charge these Freikorps. Yeah, we're just gonna immediately charge them. Waste no time. That'll probably elicit a reaction from their cav, but it's gonna be too late, I think. Yeah, look at that. So in the other patch, these guys would have been gone already. So they definitely slowed the combat down, which I'm not complaining about. I think it's probably better. I prefer a little bit slower pace usually, but just something to note. All right, here we go. We got 2 cav coming this way. We need to get back. Let's get our general over there because we're going to need some help, I think. These prize musketeers, let's have them charge in after this volley from them. Yep, there they go. Go ahead, go get them, boys. We'll send the line melees up to help support. We've got backups. We've got backups on this side, so this side is very secure. What are their musketeers doing? Oh crap, they're charging. Okay, let's get over there. We did get a volley off, so that helps a little bit, but yeah, we don't have very good troops over here, and they don't have good equipment, so we might struggle a little bit. I was going to charge these recruits in, but I was going to say, I think they're gone before we even get there, so we'll just chill here for a sec. And oh, we need to rest. Our cav are tired, and for sure we need them. Come on, dude, get these musketeers out of here. All right, for sure we're gonna have to turn. All right, get our general back. Okay, you don't have any time to rest. You have to charge. Have to charge. These guys are gonna get stopped by the unit in front of them, so let's just charge them in. Charge these guys in again. I don't even mind getting a 3rd group in there, just charge. These guys blew them out of the water, so we're pretty much down to these last 2 cav. There's one. Keep going. Keep going. Everybody charge. And there we go. We took some heavy losses there, though, on that one unit. Yeah, cav are easy to counter when you have the right equipment, but it's so early in the campaign we just don't have the right equipment yet. Let's see. Yeah, this guy took some losses. But you can see here, we've mustered so much that we don't need to replace. We don't need to take prisoners or conscripts. So I think we're still better off just stacking the cash and the ammunition. Here we go, couple promotions. And we do have plenty of reservists still. Plenty of ammo. All right, and I love getting these in the early game. Anything that reduces casualty or allows you to get more casualties restored. That's always a good thing. And then for our cav, we got charge damage +6. But I think we've been mostly stacking melee damage. Okay, there we go. We've got a few items to sell. Let's go back to the town. No, this is not a very good town. Oh, well, they do have cannons though. And we're not going to have a whole lot of opportunity to buy cannons, I don't think, in the early game. But we'll probably wait to get our cannons until Act 2. I think it's better just to stack infantry in the early game and then cannons a little bit later. They just take so much money. So what I'd like to do here is muster again. Actually, let's buy some food because food's normal price. So there we go, up to 600. Let's muster, try and get a few more. See if we can get lucky here. There we go, right at 20%. That's pretty good. We need one more. I think we have enough money to actually do one more and then we can raid. This guy is a Saxon. So we want to hold his upgrade and then do cannons. But I don't really want to do cannons yet. Yeah, why don't we do this? Let's put the cannons over here with these guys. So Saxons, non-Saxon, all the Saxons will go into this brigade so I don't get them mixed up. And then these guys can all just immediately upgrade to land melees. Here we go, like this guy. Go land melees. Here we go. Christ Musketeer. We've got a bunch of those. Oh boy, I didn't realize we already have a bunch of Saxon recruits. So what I might end up doing, because I don't think I want more than 4 cannons. I think a full regiment or a full brigade of cannons is fair. I don't think we want to do 2 though. I'd rather stick to kind of the strength here, and I think holding the line and even a little bit of melee. Like these, when you stack your combat effectiveness, you're kind of a jack of all traits, not really a master of anything specific. So I wouldn't mind sticking to mostly infantry with a little bit of support artillery, as opposed to building the army around artillery with some infantry to support. So I think we'll probably stick to that plan. So we can take a couple of these Saxon recruits down the infantry line, but let's not do it yet because I don't know how many and when we'll do it. So let's try and get another, if we can get one more regiment, that would be fantastic. Oh, we got a big army coming. 9,300 this time. And they have a cannon. All right, we got to be careful here. Now, I do like the look of this positioning. We have a giant hedgerow with absolutely nothing for the enemy for cover. So we can just take this whole front line right here. This is perfect. And then we'll keep the cav in reserve. Everybody else will just fall in line. Do we... Yeah, I think what we'll do... Let's try and get sectors. So this group will handle this patch. This group can handle this patch. And then we'll keep 2 regiments in reserve, plus the cavalry, plus the general, plus the supply train. I don't know where we'll put them, but yeah, this looks pretty good. So I'll wait till they get a little closer and we'll come back. So here's what we're looking like. We've got infantry along all the hedgerows, and you can see their cover is actually quite good. Same thing here, good cover. These guys are going to have literally no cover. The only downside is we are not going to have a cannon, and they do have a cannon. Here they go. They're going to start shooting. So 31 losses. Not a big deal. We'll try to get a flank with our cavalry if we can and try and take out those cannons. I don't know if or when we'll be able to. So let's keep our reserve infantry more weighted to the left side, because these are all recruits. So I have a feeling they're going to have more of a struggle than this right side. So what we want them to do is get into firing range, and then once they're set in their lines, we will move ours to make sure everybody's getting shots off. Like this guy can now come off the line. So let's move him, and then let's also move this Saxon recruit regiment over, and we'll have him help flank, and we'll have this guy replace him as reserves. As these guys get worn out, then we'll swap them out. Let's get up there and get some boost to these recruits. Okay, they're now engaged, and there's nothing else we need to wait for in this right flank. There's nobody trying to flank us. We'll get the land militia involved. Looking pretty healthy so far. Let's get these guys up so they can get a shot off. And then we'll do the same thing here with the recruits. We'll get them around and set up in a nice flank. Right, our dragoons, oh boy, here we go. So let's very quickly get over there. I have a feeling they're going to charge. And those are hussars. Hussars are a lot more dangerous, I feel like, when they charge. The dragoons are annoying because they'll pepper you and then back off. But the dragoons are just straight up beasts in melee. So you don't want to get charged by them. Looks like they're actually not committing them, so we're okay. Okay, how are we doing over here? Everybody's shooting. This is perfect. Let's make sure our ammo is getting around. And then we'll make sure he touches every part of the line at least once. And yeah, so that's one of the things that makes me think that they changed the time to kill. Battles last longer, but I don't feel like the ammo got increased because I've very consistently run out of ammo. We're going to get charged here. All right, get our melee infantry into position. These guys need to get ready. There we go. Volley off on the hussars. Let's charge. Another charge. Recruits will probably need to take their place, so let's sprint them into position. And as soon as that fight's done, we'll pull these other infantry back, these recruits. They're going to need some time to chill. Okay, there we go. Hussars are gone. Good. Let's get our general back so he doesn't get destroyed. Let's get our infantry out of there as well. And then, like I said, we'll have our recruits, our other Saxon recruits, come up to replace. So that looks good. Now would be a good time to go charge their cannons if we can. We need to punch through somewhere. This is really weak. Let's see if we can move over here. If we can punch through that and then flank around. I think those hussars might come back though, so we have to watch out for that. These guys need time to recover. Let's get them off the cannon line because they're just getting bulldozed by those cannons. Bowling balls. All right, looking good. Our line is looking incredibly strong right now. So if I look at theirs, they're definitely in a deficit. Not a single unit is... Oh, no, I take it back. These musketeers are positive. But that's fine. We can fix that. We need to get better, like, closer shots. So let's keep moving these guys up and keep suffocating them if we can. Saxon recruits. Yep, let's have them just chill for a bit. Our dragoons have decent stamina still. Yep, the hussars are back. So that's unfortunate. We're not going to charge the cannons until we deal with them, because I think dragoons versus hussars, we would probably lose. 46 to 41. Yeah, 24. So we actually have higher melee, but they have higher charge damage. So if they charged us, we would be in pretty deep trouble. You can see our ammo cart is it's about 70% or 80% dry already. That's pretty wild. So this right flank of theirs is going to fall any second now. And then how are we doing on this guy now? Yep, he is starting to catch up now, so they're almost even kill death ratio. And then soon we're going to be in the lead, and then we don't have to worry about it too much. We'll be much better shape than them. I'm going to keep these recruits in reserve. I could send them around to flank, but I don't think it's worth it. They need time to recover still. These guys are getting exhausted. There we go. Two of their units are down. Let's wait to reload, and then we'll move all three of these up at once so that we can deal with those hussars, because I don't want to move off my line if he charges us and we don't have a volley ready. We're going to be hurting a bit. Let's get a volley off on these guys. These Cantonist recruits. Perfect. They have a recruit that's coming back. Perfect. So they're going to get blasted right now. Let's go move these guys into position. Yeah, I don't think we need to adjust anything. We could go into melee range with these guys, but I don't think it's necessary. And they might actually be better at melee than we are. Well, the musketeers are pretty strong, but these other guys not so much, actually. But anyways, we have such a dominant position, I think we just finish rolling them up. I really want to get at those cannons in the back if we can. And our supply train is out. Let's get them out of here. There we go. Those recruits are gone again. We can reload, and then we'll push the hussars. All right, this side, this left flank just fell. These guys are still in position to shoot. Let's go ahead and reposition. These lawn melees can move in a little bit closer, and we'll start rolling up their flank. All right, hussars are still not shooting at anything. Not pushing anything. That's good. Let's try to move up. I'd like these guys to get shots in on those recruits, and I want them to charge my lawn melees right here, these two. And what I need to do is get cavalry over there. Let's get him over fast, because most likely he'll try to charge our crease musketeer, because we're going to give him a little bit of a flank. But we have two fully loaded volleys ready to go if he does that. So I'm not too concerned about the damage. These guys can sprint. Let's speed it up a little bit. How are we doing? All right, one of their units came back. Okay, that's really bad, actually. Let's fall back. And they did charge. They did end up charging. Unfortunately, I didn't see it, but it looks like we got a really good volley off. Oh, wow. Yeah, we got a really good volley off. So they just got stomped. Yep, their whole right side is completely gone. Now we need to immediately rush those cannons if we can. Start moving our recruits into better positions here. And then I'm going to secure our right flank here by moving up. Oh, no, we didn't get a volley off because I had him on hold fire. I was going to try and get a point blank shot, and that bit me in the butt. But we'll secure this right flank, so if these guys re-emerge, we don't have to worry about them. These musketeers are almost out of ammo. You know what, let's pull back. Let's pull back. These musketeers are very strong, so let's not do that. They can have this flank. We're going to roll up the right, and then these guys are going to run, and then we can get this in like a 4v1 instead of fighting a 2v1 right now when they actually are probably out shooting us. Here we go. Our dragoons are pretty much in position. Oh yeah, there they go. They're gone. So we'll probably take those cannons down to 0. All right, now they should be moving into our range right here, right? Yep, they're in range. And then we can move these guys in as well. All right, dragoons are done. They did their job. We just got to deal with the musketeers. Let me wrap this up. They have literally one unit left. There we go. Got the win. And that gave us almost 500 gold. That was a good fight for us. We lost 2,000, about 2,200, but we have 3,300 in store, so that's not really a problem. We'll definitely take the ammo and the money. So money again. Here we go. Some more upgrades. Saxon recruit. Oh, I didn't realize that was another Saxon recruit right there. We actually have a lot of Saxons. Well, that's not a big deal. So the Kreis Musketeer, we can go to Veteran Musketeer or hold off for the Grenadier. I think we'll go with the Musketeer first. I don't really want to play these guys like Grenadiers just yet. And then Imperial Recruits, Lawn Melees upgrade, so they're a little bit better. And then yeah, we'll hold off on the Saxon upgrades. What about our Cav? I think this one gets, yep, he's got one more level, and that goes up to 6. And this will turn them into Cuirassier, which is a 40 melee attack. That's crazy. That's really, really strong. If we keep anybody from the cavalry, it would definitely be one of those. All right, we got stamina and move speed. What horse do we have now? Is morale and move speed. I think morale is not really a big deal on Cav, at least not right now. We do have some people that still have junky muskets. Yep, there we go. Swap that. And then charge, but minus accuracy. I'm probably not going to go for that on anybody, so we'll sell that. But we still have some people that don't have items. There we go. And then we'll sell the rest. There we go. Keep the cannon, and that gives us another 384. So we're back up to over 1200. You know what we should also do is stock up on low tier officers. Ooh, they don't have any. Yeah, I don't want to pay this much for officers. I'd rather get a level 0 with no perks, and then we can just level them up from scratch. Because they usually cost around 70 to 100 or less, somewhere in that range. But that's all right. Food-wise, let's get a little bit more food, and then back to muster. Wow. We got another one right away. So we're maxed out for 3 brigades. We need a 4th one, but we can't do that just yet. Actually, we're very close though. We need 100 more tallers. Yeah, it's crazy how fast these guys can grow. Now we do have to be careful here. The HQ attack time is going to be up pretty soon. We're not quite halfway, but pretty close. Let's actually raid this, maybe being the last one here. We're getting 60 and 15 food per tick. That's quite good. Perfect. That one's done. Let's go ahead and assign some items. All right, these guys all have items. We don't have too much on these guys over here though. And then we still need a handful of muskets. Yeah, these two still need muskets. All right, we spent quite a bit of time building up our army. I think we need to kick our butt in gear and get some of these objectives done. So convoy and camps. So the encampments, we need 3 more. There's 3 down here. Let's just head straight south. We'll take care of those. All right, here we go. This is a good one. Field musician, bagpipes, or 4 musician. If I remember correctly, the field musician's the better one usually. I think bagpipe gives you some charge damage. 4 musician, I don't remember. I think this one, morale and move speed. Yeah, that's probably the most useful one, especially for some of these recruit tier. We'll give that to this guy. Anyways, heading south. Let's go pick up these 3. And if anything interesting pops up, then we'll come back. So we've got a chance here to fight a tough enemy field army, which it's the first region, so tough is kind of relative. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but might not be a bad idea. We can get some more XP. Let's do it. Tough. Yeah, see, we still outnumber them almost 2 to 1, but it doesn't really matter too much. Let's get our gun upgrade, and then we have a bunch of these terrible bayonets. Let's get those swapped out. It's going to take a while to get through all this. Yeah, look at literally everybody. These guys should not be fighting a melee. Damn, that's bad. Okay, well, let's fight this. So they have 1 cannon, 1 cav, and the rest are infantry. So pretty straightforward. I think this should be pretty easy for us. Yeah, we've got a pretty good spot here. We can hold hedgerows. We can hold the town. There's quite a bit of opportunity to get cover. So I think we should be all right. Let's try and keep it a little tight. So we'll go 2 groups. So we'll have 1 on this side, 1 on this side, and then maybe 1 in reserve. And then we can readjust them as needed. So here's our setup. We're going to have a straight line going from this set of houses all the way through the town to this edge. And there's not really good cover over here. So I'm going to take this fence line, but we'll probably have to do a retreat from here. Or you know what we could do is just not even bother. Let's just go behind. So what we want them to do is attack here, and then we can move in and cut them off. We'll have plenty of people in reserve here. Actually, why don't we do that? That's actually a really good idea. Let's go this way, and we'll start flanking these guys as they come in. And then that way we'll be exposed in these 2, but we'll be able to roll up this right flank a lot faster, I think. We'll keep the Imperial Dragoons in the center, just in case they start pushing with some of their hussars, but I think we should be all right. It looks like they're turning 1 unit of Cantonist reserves or recruits to attack these 3. So I guess we'll just go a normal battle line at this point. There's no sense. If they're going to be stupid and accept a 3v1, then we will happily oblige. Now, we may not need these recruits, so I'm going to start flanking them actually. We can do the same thing here. This is the side we definitely need to flank because that's a unit of musketeers. I don't really want to mess with them too much. Let's also load up our dragoons on that side so that we can try and dispatch them somewhat quickly. These guys need to spread out a little farther. Let's try to maximize our damage. And then, yep, here comes the Cantonist recruit by himself. Let's go pay him a visit here. So we're good there. Just go take the high ground and see if this guy continues to come up by himself. Actually, can we get a shot off here? This guy already shot. Actually, no, I'm worried that the musketeer's going to get a full volley off on them. Let's hold off on that. Here we go. 3v1. Oh my god, he's already he's halfway down to fleeing already. Perfect. How many kills did their cannons get? 20. Yeah, so they're shooting at a unit that's in full, not full cover, but 62% cover. It's pretty good. Let's make sure our ammo wagon is getting around. All right, perfect. We can start getting flanking shots here. We'll get another flanking shot on this Prussian musketeer. And then let's also get some dragoon volleys off while they're reloading. All right, perfect. There we go. Muskets. They're already at a deficit, so they're not winning this. 1 or 2 more volleys and this recruit should be gone. This is what I was talking about. This unit in the previous patch would already be gone by now. Yeah, it's definitely different. So let's see, cannon. If we can punch through here, we might push back, but that hussar is kind of staying back in reserve. So I feel like if we go after them, they will charge our dragoons, and that's not really something that I'm interested in doing. We need to wait for those hussars to commit. They're not really getting any kills anyways. 20, and they probably had like 4 volleys by now. That's kind of pathetic. Musketeers, they're getting trashed. These guys are gone. Yep, let's push up. Continue to push our advantage here. These guys can actually stop and start shooting right here. These other 2 can start working on a flank, and then hopefully we can bait their hussars to come over here, and then we can rush our dragoons over there. All right, musketeers are almost gone. Let's go ahead and get a volley off with our dragoons again. There we go, he's gone. I don't want him to re-emerge, so I might actually chase him down a bit. And then we need to start rolling up the flank here. Oh yeah, they're getting hammered. Perfect. Yeah, see, these recruits are about to come back, so if we can get another volley into their rear, that would be really helpful. These guys are just about done reloading. Yeah, they'll get a volley off for sure. Not a very good one, but whatever. There we go, 2 volleys. I don't want to keep chasing because we'll open our flank to the hussars. We don't really want to do that. Oh wow, those musketeers came back already. Okay, yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. So let's start to push them back again. They're exhausted though, so I don't know what they're doing if they're trying to charge, but they're going to get completely obliterated right here. Yeah, they're 500 to 100, so they're not doing too well. Okay, supply train is out. Let's pull them back. Our lines are still doing good. I don't think we need to change anything. Let's just chill. We'll keep getting good volleys off on everybody. Yeah, the biggest thing is these hussars. All right, that cannon is now shooting at these guys, and they're actually getting some kills, so we got to be careful here. Let's back up and turn, and we'll start... I guess we'll start pushing towards the hussars. If we can take them out, yeah, like this. Get these recruits out. We'll start shooting at the hussars. We could probably push more aggressively here, but I feel like we're gonna take... Oh, here they go. Here they go. Yeah, they're gonna push in on our... Oh, these guys are actually really good at melee, so probably not a good target for them to charge. Yeah, they're gone already. All right, pull our general back. We don't want to get shot by this volley. Let's get behind it real quick. Now, those hussars might re-emerge, so let's try to get to these cannons as soon as we can. For sure, we need to push up, though. We've got a huge advantage here. Let's just push our lineup as one, and then we'll keep pushing these line melees. Musketeers, their left flank musketeers are gone. These line melees are they're gonna run any minute now. Oh crap! Yep, they re-emerged, but they just took a volley to the face. So they're gonna run. Yep, there they go. They're retreating again. Let's just immediately charge the cannons. Can we? Yes, we can. There we go. Right, the hussars are shattered. We're going after the dragoons. Get it before they reload, please. Yeah, we're gonna get it. Oh, we took a shot to the face, but that's fine. There we go. That's it. That was a good battle. We didn't actually, looking at the losses, we didn't lose that many. Just a little bit of red. And almost 500 gold. We got some items, nothing too crazy though. We'll probably sell most of that. Now, for our losses, do we want to take reservists? We didn't take that many losses, so I don't think it's worth it to get that extra 10%. We'll just use what we have, and then we need to muster again when we get to another town. So let's just take the money, make sure we can survive. Should have a lot of XP here, yeah. There we go. Multiple level ups. So I moved some people over we're going to keep this regiment or this brigade as the Saxons that get converted to cannons. Anybody outside of this can turn into the musketeers already. So we need a little more time. Actually, tier 5. This one can, though. So let's get him over to the musketeers. And then these are veteran, land milice. So we need to wait on that. So yeah, we'll hold off on these. We need them to stay as infantry for maybe a few more battles. Now for this general, this is the one that has the supply wagon. We're not going to be leveling up melee, I don't think. So let's re-roll this. It's only 50. Infantry accuracy, that's a good one. We'll definitely take that. It does slow down the reload, but I'd rather have the accuracy anyways. And then in terms of items, there's some decent ones here, but all the cav ones need to go. So we're not really having cav. And then the buckshot we'll hang on to for later, but I think right now we don't want to use it. All right, back at it. So we need one more encampment, and then that'll give us a free regiment of grenadiers. So let's go get that. And then this one, night success raid. We could just do let 4 days pass. There we go. And that gave us some reservists too. That helps. We got our grenadiers, some extra guns, some muskets. Let's get these swapped out because we have some dumpy ones in here. That one. And that one. So there we go. Everybody actually has a good musket now. Now this grenadier, we don't really have room for him unless we open up a new brigade. I don't really see a downside though. Even if we pay this, we still have 1,000 left. So let's do it. Oh, you know what I could do? Yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna put the grenadier over here and move these guys over with the no officer group. The grenadier is gonna get melee bonuses from this. So charge damage and melee bonuses. That's actually perfect. It's right where he belongs. And then these guys will have to get an officer for. Now we're already out here. It probably makes sense to take this elite army. I don't think we want to come back and do it. So, and we have to go east to pick up these convoys. And then there's one more in the north that we'll have to do. So hopefully this isn't too bad of a fight. I mean, we do outnumber them, not by a whole lot, but still. We have a full army. We've got a decent amount of supplies still, so I think we can afford to do it. There we go. Let's see what they got. 2 cannons, 1 cav, and the rest are infantry, so this is going to be a tough fight. We don't have any cannons, so I don't know that... yeah, I don't know where we're supposed to set up here. I think this is probably the best spot, though, because we can tank their cannon shots. I mean, even without the cannon, that cannon's probably not going to do that much damage, to be honest. It's, oh no, they have 2 actually. I thought they only had 1. Yeah, no, that's right. They do have 2. One of them is a howitzer too. So that's going to do some pretty good damage. But even without that, they do have a lot of infantry. So having cover is going to be big for us. So let's load up on this side over here. We'll go 1 and 2 regiments in the front, 3 in reserve, 4 for melee. These guys, I don't know. We'll figure out what to put them. So yeah, let me get set up here. So here's what I've come up with. We're going to wrap around this left flank. It looks like they're going to try to attack and they'll probably wrap around here a little bit. So we'll at least have some pretty good cover. We've taken the center of the town. We're going to leave our right flank somewhat exposed. And when they attack, we will counter push them back off of that flank. And we're doing that with both the grenadiers and our dragoons. So hopefully, they do have a couple units over here. Hopefully they do push kind of aggressively on this right side. And then we can just push them back. There we go. So we'll set up like that. All right, here we go. Yep, they are definitely going to push hard on this flank. So we're going to be exposed, which I'm totally fine with. We're going to throw both our grenadiers and our dragoons at these musketeers. They will be kind of difficult to dislodge, but I think we should be all right. Let's make sure our ammo's going around. Reserves, I don't know where to put the reserves, but I think we need to just play defensively with them rather than push them out to flank. So I'm going to spread them out a bit. Make sure that we can move them where they need to be. This land milice is going to be kind of the linchpin. If we lose that, then we get cut in half. So let's try not to lose that. Oh, here we go. They're going to double up right here. Yeah, these musketeers. Don't know if that's such a good idea, but yeah, I think he's making a mistake here. There we go. These guys are actually shooting. Our recruits don't have enough range. Let's try and push them forward a little bit. And then I think what we need to do is come out for this. And I am going to move these guys out as well. Let's move them on the flank there. So we should be good there. Let's get reserves over. Okay, these guys are shooting the Cantonist recruits. Let's go ahead and charge. Let's get a nice tight formation. Or you know what? Let's save our... Well, yeah, we're going to charge when we get close. There we go. So we're not quite getting the full charge value, but we're also not completely tearing through our stamina. They're gone. Perfect. Yeah, see, look at our stamina is still pretty good. Let's pause for a minute and get a volley or two. And then we'll charge those musketeers as well. Alright, did we get charged? We did. Okay, we're getting charged here in the center. It's land melees, though, versus our veteran musketeers. Not a good idea, but let's get our reserves over there and ready to go. Yeah, they're getting stomped. Okay, so that looks good. This right side should be okay. I don't think we need to adjust anything there. Volley's off. Let's go charge. We're going to charge it with both this time, so let's get our dragoons, and we'll try and get a flank on them if we can. May not even be necessary. Yeah, they're about to fall. They're gone. Perfect. Let's not do that. So I'm going to hold steady here. We need to get our stamina back. So we'll wipe out these Cantonist recruits. These guys are going to come back. Actually, can I charge them? Yeah, let's charge them again. I don't want them to reform because we're kind of exposed on this side. They charged again. They sure did. Let's get up here. Oh, they did it with the Itzenplitz musketeers. Those are pretty good units. We need to replace them. Yeah, these Saxon recruits are gonna flee. Okay, what do we do here? Let's move these two regiments up. Start getting some flanking fire on them. So these guys are running. Let's get General back here to pull them back from the brink. Alright, these guys are getting in there too. Oh yeah, these Itzenplitz musketeers are gonna tear us up. It's not good. Dragoons, looks like they cleaned out the recruits. Let's make sure those musketeers don't come back either. The right flank is completely gone. We just need to worry about this left. Really, this Itzenplitz musketeers. These are really, really strong units. Let's get our general up there to help. Alright, we're starting to get shots on this, what is it, veteran musketeers? Those are also very strong units. Oh boy, what are we doing here? These guys aren't able to shoot. Let's turn them. And then we need to do something here. We're kind of being inefficient. Let's get these guys over. If they're going to re-emerge and attack us again, I don't want to leave our line because then we're going to leave our cover. But I guess we probably should. Look at these guys, man. Look at them go. All right, how many kills did they get? Almost 700 to 600. So they're trading evenly, but it's taken us 3 regiments to keep up with them. So let's charge them with our general. Yeah, these Saxon recruits are going to get blasted as well. We'll have reserves here if we need them. Yeah, there goes our Saxon recruits. That's fine. All right, get back, General, so you don't die. They're done. Our land melees are still in really good shape, so I think we'll keep them. These recruits we'll leave in the back. These guys can stay as reserves. Oh, no, we need help over here. Let's get up there and help. Yeah, those are recruits. They're not going to hold. Charge up there. Move our reserves and keep moving, keep moving. All right, these guys are done. Let's start moving into line. Where's our cav? They're at the top of the map. Okay, so we like zeroed them out. 1,200 kills. I forgot to pull them off. Oh well. Let's go back and take out these field artilleries then. Yeah, there's not really much else to do. They have a few regiments over here and then some cannons. Let's go deal with both of those. We did fend off those hussars. They might reemerge though. Yeah, let's just... These guys can't move. They're like literally exhausted. So we'll hold for a little bit. And then we can march down their cannons with our infantry. Let's just do that. These guys are ready to go as well. Let's get off our line. Actually, we can do a united front. There we go. Yeah, they're going to be in quite a bit of trouble here. Don't think they're going to be charging anytime soon. So let's get reserves down the line here. Because this is probably where we're going to take some damage if they re-emerge with some of these units. Yeah, those hussars are going to probably come back. One cannon shattered. Let's keep moving. Take out that other horse artillery. You guys can take out the Itzenplitz. Damn, those guys were strong, man. Look at that. And they have really, really good morale. They don't even have good unit or good equipment. I mean, they have some decent stuff, but nothing crazy. Those are really good units. So hats off to you boys. All right, I was gonna get a volley into the horse artillery, but let's make sure the Itzenplitz are gone. I don't want to deal with them again. All right, there we go. That's looking good. These guys have gotten some of their stamina back. There's not much to attack here. Let's just get back. All right, cannon is gone. Yep, both cannons are gone now. Perfect. So I'm going to clean these last two guys up and then we'll be done. There we go. We got the victory. So a couple of these units did take some severe losses. We might need to go with recruitment here. Get that 10% back plus the reservists because there's no way we have enough here. We did get 800 gold though, so at least we have that. Yeah, actually not that bad. Only less than 3,000. I thought it'd be worse than that. So let's take conscripts anyways. That'll pretty much restore everybody that we lost, just about. And then we do get a free doctrine. Ooh, this is one of the ones I was considering taking because ammo is kind of a concern. Recruitment cost, we're not recruiting until the 3rd act, and even then we probably won't even recruit. Musket and carbine cost is an interesting one. This could be a good if you plan on maxing out your muskets early, but usually I get most of mine from either loot drops or in the last phase of the game where money doesn't mean anything, so probably not the most impactful one, but I really do like this one. 8 ammo per day at the expense of 1 taller, so I think pretty reasonable exchange rate. And here we go, more upgrades. This guy's ready to go. Yep, our dragoons are ready to go to tier 6 cuirassier. Perfect. So now these guys are like wrecking balls. 66 melee damage is crazy. Oh boy, yeah, we blew through a lot of ammo, but like I said, we're gonna get +8 now every turn, so that should be enough to keep us afloat. We've got an upgrade on one of our generals, so no charge, no morale. I will reroll it once at least. Morale damage dealt, that's so good. We'll take intimidating. And then in terms of items, let's see, +6 charge, minus accuracy. I wouldn't mind that on the grenadiers. Here we go, we got items distributed. We've got quite a few things to sell, and then we're starting to save up some extra equipment for when we get new troops. So that was, yeah, I'm glad we did that one. That was the right call, taking that out. I don't know how close we're gonna run here in terms of like the HQ coming out before we get these. I was gonna say we'll go to the slums, but let's not even bother. Let's just go straight to the objective here. All right, we've got 2 options. We can face a weak field army to capture items, or we could delay the HQ by a week, but it's going to cost us almost all of our ammo. I think the right call here is the field army, because we could still get the ammo if we take that at the end of the battle. This is going to be a nothing battle. They've literally got nothing, so let's do this one quick.